It was interesting, I think Martin Halbert talked earlier in his presentation about, scaling and how are we going to engage or find adequate instructors to lead this effort for education in data curation. Our goals are to develop a sustainable and transferable model for educating library and information science students in data curation, to build capacity broader in the LIS community to engage in data curation, and to provide students with real-world experiences and the opportunity at a practical level to engage in the practices and the challenges in data curation. And then finally, to evaluate the effectiveness in the model with the intention of scaling it to a larger cadre of partners and participants. So the first thing that is part of our DCERC model is leveraging established curricular programs. These at 2 of the 4 institutions in the United States that have PhD programs, doctoral programs in data curation, the University of Illinois and the University of Tennessee. The others are the Syracuse University and University of North Carolina. Then to provide practical experiences through internships for practical experiences for master's students and research opportunities for doctoral students in a research environment, working very closely with both scientists and data managers. And then finally, the last part of this model is to apply a proven multiple mentor model that has been established with a program at NCAR that's now running in its 17th year, that's highly acclaimed and very successful. So again, our work is based on the educational program and curriculum for both the master's and the doctoral students at the iSchools. It involves also the integration of interinstitutional communication strategies to build a very strong cohort of those students across both institutions. All those students take a Foundations in Data Curation course simultaneously so that they can share their experiences with that course. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And again, based on the recommendations to engage data curation professionals, whether it's scientists, data managers, both as instructors and also as mentors. Then there's the internship program at NCAR and a mixed method evaluation of all of that program. So the Foundations of Data Curation course has been taught at the University of Illinois for a number of years. Within this program, it was taught last year simultaneously for students at the University of Tennessee and the University of Illinois. It's a semester-long graduate course and provides the overview, mostly of the theoretical, but also of practical problems in data curation, examining such things as appraisal and selection, workflows in data management, levels of data representation, and legal and intellectual property issues, and of course, metadata. The internship at NCAR, which occurred, the plan within this program is for master's students to go through 2 summers of internships at NCAR, and the doctoral students will come for an academic year beginning next fall. But the internship model overall is to provide this multiple mentor model. So there is a scientist, a data manager mentor for each student. Then all students are guided by both a peer and an institutional mentor. We provide mentor training to be sure that we clarify expectations around the responsibilities of the students, the responsibilities of the mentor, and the expectations for project and project completion. We did mentor and student matching based on a profile that we developed for the students around their particular interests, their background, both their domain science background and also their background and experience in dealing with data. Then when students came to NCAR, we developed a time for this project development in a collaborative way with the science and the data mentor and the students. Also their faculty were present, helping to flesh out what their project work would be and what the expectations were. We also held a number of workshops and seminars. We began the internship with a data curation in the context of a research center, 3-day-long seminar. During the summer, we held other workshops. We had one in which the University of Colorado librarians presented some of their research around using personas and use cases in developing data services within a library setting, and career opportunities in data curation for librarians. We held weekly progress reporting with the students and we had a Moodle that students used and that mentors were also encouraged to use. And then finally, students did their formal dissemination through a poster session with the mentors, and actually 3 of those students were represented here with their posters. These are some of the student projects that were conducted last summer, varying from preparing data sets for ingest through auditing, data management workflow, and assisting in data and metadata organization. So one of the expectations we had was that mentors, the data and the scientist mentors, would be learning from the students just as the students would also be learning from their mentors. And so we wanted to share some of the reflections from that. One of the students reflected that the experience synthesized her theoretical and practical skills, better preparing her with more confidence for working in future work environments and data creation. Another student reflected that she had an improved understanding of her role as an integrator and how to communicate with scientists and data managers. And I was thinking about this yesterday. I think it was Stephanie Wright who was talking about all the things she didn't learn in library school. And I think these are examples of those kinds of things. Scientists, of course, admitted that they realized they needed to focus more on data management as a part of their process and in helping to improve products and services that would provide access to their data. They also gained an improved understanding of the mental models and the variant models that scientists and data curators have and how to begin to meld those. Data managers, our data managers at NCAR began to realize that there are, in more than just large national and international data centers, there's a real need for data curation anywhere fact-finding is the basis, or anywhere data is the basis for fact-finding. So they began to see lots of opportunities in smaller pockets in universities and in many other areas of data curation, and that scaling support for that kind of data curation can come from the LIS community. Our initial evaluation that we did through focus groups and survey instruments indicated that both students and mentors found it a highly valuable experience, and that the scientists and the data managers truly valued the engagements of students in the process. Our early recommendations were only in the 3rd year. As I said, we are going forward next summer with more master's internship and then followed by the doctoral internships, is to facilitate earlier placement of the students with their mentors so they have sufficient time to work out the details of their projects prior to internship. Provide students with more in-depth information about the research, the context of the research and the research environment. prior to coming for their internship, and then to improve student understanding of the expectations and norms around scientific collaboration. Just want to acknowledge all of our partners. Many of the students are in the room. We had really a wonderful experience last summer. We had a fairly large group of students and mentors that were present for our opening presentation. Thank you.